good? Back with another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's your host, D Dot. And today we're actually going to have kind of a repeat guest, J Steve from Premax Records, and a new artist he's working with by the name of LaBrittney Deshay. And they recently dropped a single titled Meant to Be. They sent it to me, got a chance to listen to that, as well as another single titled Love When We Together. So got a chance to check both of those out and really dig what she's done. Very soulful singer, and shout out to J Steve on the production. We're gonna chop it up just about her journey creating music, as well as what else J Steve and the crew at Premax Records has been working on as of late. If this is your first time tuning into the Major Music Lounge podcast, I like to talk to other music creators, just like the conversation we're going to have with J Steve and LaBrittney today on the podcast. If that is you and you're interested in getting on the Major Music Lounge podcast, feel free to reach out to me on any one of my socials. It's going to be D._Major Music on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And it's going to be D.MME on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But just hit me up on one of those platforms. Always looking to talk to other like music producers, artists, as well as we've had like music managers on, in addition to like music production app developers. So, if that fits you, hit me up on one of the platforms and we'll be sure to make that happen. Now let's go ahead and get into the interview with J Steve and LaBrittney. All right, we're back with the Major Music Lounge podcast, joined by the homie J Steve, as well as LaBrittney Deshay. What's good?
Hey.
How's it going?
Oh
Good to be
man.
back, man.
Yeah, man. I think, it's been far too long with us. Man, that might have been what, 2 years ago or so, 3 years
I
ago.
I think it was about 2 years ago, man.
Yeah, I was in my old spot. I moved recently, so yeah,
Oh, come on.
yeah, I'm still
But
in
you're
Dallas.
still in Dallas, but just a
Yeah,
different part of Dallas?
different part of Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, I was in the old lab at the time of that interview. And glad to have you back on the podcast, and
Good to
you
be
as well as
back.
LaBrittney. Listen to some of your tracks that was sent over. We're gonna definitely chop it up with that. But start with you, Jay Steve. What you been up to since our last, interview?
Oh man, just trying to progress and keep this music going, man, but doing better than the last time, especially with this producing and with the music. But yeah, man, and just keep trying to find finding artists that have it, man, but just to keep propelling what I'm trying to do and propelling the artists themselves and somebody like LaBrittney herself. And it makes the progression easier when you have the talent like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you kind of evolved together. Learning what the artist you're working with likes and vice versa,
yeah,
and crafting their sound. And you also writing that in that regard about, finding just artists that like to work, that got it and they're willing to put in the work to, get better and better each time. So, I definitely admired that as well. Now, LaBrittney, well, actually, either one of y'all could answer this one, but like, how did y'all start working together?
Oh, I answer. So I have like a few of my old songs. I think was one of my old songs on my Instagram, and he reached out and said he wanted to work with me. I don't usually work with too many producers. Like I only got two songs out from a couple years ago, so I'm not used to working with people. And I just took a chance and met up with him, and we started working on the music.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. How you discovered her work and reached out and kind of built that relationship. Now, you mentioned you're from what, the Shreveport area,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you're where you at now?
I'm in Dallas, like North
Oh, okay,
Dallas.
word. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I'm in Dallas too. Now, I only say that to ask, like, because I do this a lot, working with, in fact, most of the people that I work with are not in Dallas for the most part. There are a few people here, but like, what's it like to work remotely, with a producer?
So we did all this before I moved.
Okay, okay.
I moved here in March, so I was driving from Shreveport to Baton Rouge, like any chance I was able to go record music. And Jason, he feels some type of way about it, but I had up and just decided that I had wanted to move. And he was like, "Oh, you moving so far away."
It
But
was
yeah.
hard. D, it was hard. It was hard. That session in the studio when I found that out, I was not happy. I was not happy. But she still made it work before we finished though. We found a way to make it work. But oh man. But credit to her, like she said, and what you mentioned earlier, the dedication. You have somebody that's willing, and she's from Shreveport, so she had to drive like 3.5 hours to come down studio session, and she was. We made a date for when we gonna do a session. She came down. She found a way to make it work. And when you have an artist like that, and I mean you know yourself, D man, like when you putting in the work as yourself as doing beats, making the music, but then you get the artist to kind of make things mesh together. It makes it easier, man. And
Yeah.
she made it she made it easy. One time I think she had a little car trouble and still found a way to make it.
Wow. And that ain't no like short drive either. That's about a what, 4 hour drive.
I was tired. I was
Yeah.
tired, and it was a day trip too. So I was going there, recording, and coming back and that same day, and then going to work the next day.
Yeah, that's true dedication
Yeah.
right there. Doing it in one day. Um, Now like I could kind of relate to that. In fact, like I done drove 6 hours to like shoot videos with other people. So like, sometimes the opportunity is there. You got to take advantage of it by, any means necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes it work out, and it makes it worth it when it's done at the end. Like at the moment, it's like, man, this is rough, but then when you see the results, it's like, okay, it's okay, it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, and you gonna just wanna do it more. You get one song done, gotta move on to the
Yeah,
next.
keep feeding on it, man. Keep feeding off of it.
Now, LaBrittney, how long have you been like a music creator, or just you probably been singing your whole life, but like as far as considering yourself an artist, a music creator, how long have you been doing that part?
So I dropped like my first song and like I don't know if it was 2021, and it's slow. That was the
Okay.
first song I recorded, but yeah, I've been singing since I was 3. But after that came out, I started like considering myself like an artist. I've been featured on other people's music before, but never just put my own stuff out. And I wanted to finally do something that's for me and have my name to it.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, congrats to you on that. That's
Thank
a
you.
big step forward, remembering when I released my first project, I wanted everything to be so perfect. And, each step is a process, releasing several albums, but like, a lot of people don't know what the work, even sometimes to release a single, what goes into
Yeah.
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Especially behind the scenes and just distributing it, man.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit.
It takes a little bit. Now, LaBrittney, who are some of your influences as far as like being an artist? Because you have a very soulful voice. Listen to again to "Meant to Be in Love When We're Together," and just I just like it's like a perfect match with the production and your voice. So, who are some of the people that influence you? It could be friends, family, any artists out there.
Okay, so I've always been a fan of Whitney Houston. She's like
Yeah,
forever like the greatest. And India.Arie, Jill Scott,
yeah.
Lauren Hill, and Jasmine Sullivan. Those are like all my faves. But
I
yeah,
hear.
I was singing in the church and stuff as a kid as well. So that's probably where that comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, like from a lot of people that I've had on this podcast that are singers, most of them either sing in a choir at church, or they were like in in high school, the chorus group.
I was in choir
Yeah,
and
yeah.
in church and at school. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it's just like myself, I was in band. So,
Mhm.
that was my inspiration for becoming a producer. Now, kind of going back to talking about like you guys work together, y'all work together. When you came up with these two singles, Meant to Be, Love When We're Together again, but was this something, Jay Steve, that y'all sat down together and she was just like, "Hey, this is what I want," or did you have something in your library and played some beats and she's like, "That's the one." Like, how did y'all come to getting these instrumentals together?
Well, after I heard how, she sang, when I heard on social media, I got with her and I could see the style that she had and I could hear in her voice, but I felt if like with certain kind of music behind her voice, it can really make a nice song. So I kind of made some certain styles of beats and music that and sent to her. So I made some instrumentals, sent to her to see which one she liked. And the first one, one of the first one was this. Well, this was actually one of the first one, and not only just that, then I said, okay, what about writing? And then she's like, also, you got to write too. And I was like, all right. So that kind of stretch a little bit of what um more to producing a song, because a lot of this I wanted the style I was kind of looking for, and you probably can hear it, was some 90s. I was trying to go with a 90s R&B style because a lot of 90s R&B was simple. And if you listen to
Yeah,
some of these beats, it's really simple music, simple beats, but it's the vocals and the singer that makes the song, brings it out together. And I think a lot of 90s R&B was like that. If you go listen to them, the beats were simple. It
yeah,
wasn't really
very.
it wasn't really too complex. But you listen to a lot of those songs, Tony Braxton, some of those that the Face Records and them did, it just it worked out. But and credit to another guy, I had a I was really doing a lot of I had inspirations of Motown as well when doing this. Motown had demos and they and they sent it to the singer and the singer try to figure it out. So I had a guy, Goodland. You
Yeah, shout
know
out to
him?
Goodland.
He sang. I had him sing some of the demos. I'm not a singer, so and as a producer, there's something you can't do, but you get somebody to try to express it and to try, oh, this is the style that I want the song to sound like. I got Goodland to sing a demo and I'll send to her the demo so she can see how the style of the song could go. And then of course she added her own little spin to it as well. But yeah, and so she would hear the demo and she'd be like, yeah, like I have to sing it like that. I'm just like, you don't have to sing it exactly like that, but it gives a little because he was singing his heart out on a lot of them. But she
That was my favorite part was receiving the demos. I was laughing so hard. He was putting everything into those demos. I said yes.
yeah. But so that's why I was, like I said, it had a little Motown thing, where like, okay, look, we haven't got to do the demos. I'll write a little bit and then she sing, so it'll all have this one thing of making it work. So, and it did. So this was a lot more than any EP or project that I did before, honestly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And, just how y'all built something organically together, sending some concepts, seeing what she liked,
Yeah,
and just building upon that, working similarly with a lot of artists, in fact, that sometimes I'm creating and I'm like, I'm gonna give it to this artist, I'm gonna give it to that artist.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
a lot of times it works out, but a lot of times, even though I'll just send a pack out, and it might be a beat that personally I feel like is not my best work, but
Hmm.
that artist ends up liking that beat. So you just never know sometimes.
And you gotta be careful, as also producer and beat maker, when you get that beat out, that's like your baby,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like, if this is what we're gonna do, we gotta make it work. And that was something that I gave to her. There was some I was like, I want to hang on to this. I don't want to let it go. But hey, but I think it could work for it too. And that was something she said no to. She was like, I don't really like that. I ain't gonna lie. There was some I was like, oh, glad she said no. I didn't really, I wasn't ready to give that one up. But there was some I mean, and then she was honest. I mean, it was like, I think maybe there was like one or two that I sent to her as well. She was just like, no, not that one. And I'll go back into the lab and I'll make another one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and matter of fact, meant to be, there was a lot more in there. In the chorus, there was a lot more. I mean, there was some horns, they had a little bit of extra things in there. And she said, um, I like it, but okay, well, in the chorus, it's a bit much. Can we take it? So I was like, okay, if you don't like that, so I took a little bit out in the chorus. The chorus was
Okay.
a lot more in there, so took that out, left the horns in because I had some strings in there and had some other things, but so I took all that out and just left the horns and kind of simplified it. She was okay with that, and then it worked out.
Yeah, kind of like you said, thinking about some of those 90s beats, they didn't have a lot going on in a lot of the songs. I mean, some of them probably have a bass line, melody, and your drums, and you may have
Yeah.
one other instrument come in and
Yeah,
out. There's some
in there
variation.
sax or a
Yeah,
little wind
yeah.
chime in there.
Yeah, and you got to leave some space, for the vocals. 'Cause I always was told like your vocals is kind of like part of the instrument too
Yes,
when
there's
you
another
mix.
instrument
Yeah,
too.
so
And you got to vision that before the vocals even come in.
yeah, yeah, you definitely do. Definitely. Now, LaBrittney, um, when you heard these beats, like, was your inspiration, like, was these all personal experiences that you wrote about, or, how did your inspiration for these songs come about?
Well, like he said, they wrote everything.
Okay, okay.
They wrote it, I just sung it, and um I don't, because I hadn't been in like the studio in a long time, because I think my last song was maybe like 4 years ago, and I worked with a totally different producer both times I released both my other songs. So he had to come in and to the little the little studio and while I was singing and stuff and be like, you got to do this and put more feeling and stuff into it. I don't know.
That was hard on her a little bit, D. That was a little
Yeah,
hard on her.
He was
yeah.
fussing at me every time I came to Baton Rouge. Yes, I got fussed at when I was recording.
But having that extra ear sometimes is good to have in a lab. You
Oh
just
Yeah,
yeah, because the sound engineer, it was almost like good cop, bad cop. And I know she probably because Ethan, every time she'll probably do something, and Ethan be like, "Oh, that was nice. That was
he
beautiful."
really did.
I'm like, "No, we doing this again." Like I didn't think that sounds too good. That like give me some more. But credit to her, push. But she would. I'll set the bar here. She probably will come here, but she's like, okay, I'm gonna get to that bar, and she got to the bar each time. It took a little pull on the teeth a couple times, but but yeah, it was a little good cop, bad cop in the studio a little bit, a couple times.
yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes that's needed. Like that's also part of being a producer, being in the lab, maybe, I don't know, changing up some lyrics or, just the way you deliver a certain part of the song, just
Oh yeah.
whatever type of feedback that the producer can get or give in the lab can sometimes take a project to another level. So it's just great to have that extra set of eyes, that other person's ears, and, somebody else that could help you create in the lab. Now, what's on deck as far as, plans for the remainder, like 2025? Do you have like any videos or performances planned or, more music?
Yeah, the music video for Meant to Be is set to release later this week. early next week. So yeah, there's a music video for this. It was filmed by DZ Visuals
Okay.
over there in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Uh, and they had some actors in it. Harold and the other, her name was Nicole.
Yeah.
They did real good in there. But yeah, these visuals did a good job with filming it. So we got that coming out, and then of course the release of the actual EP, and it's only a few songs on there, man. It's a small
Okay.
project. It was something she just wanted, to get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's gonna set to be. We're looking for a September release for the whole EP. So
Okay.
we'll have the video come out later this week or next week for Meant to Be, and then we'll release the whole EP.
Yeah, I feel like EPs are definitely the way to go. I release a lot more EPs personally.
Then
And
albums.
yeah, I just feel like a lot of people's attention spans these days are just
It's
short,
short, man.
very
It's
short.
short.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling that to her, like, man, like the thing about it also with a music video, it gives them motion. Because
Yeah.
I like to see motion compared to if you just put a still, just a picture and a clip of just a small picture with your song out. That's good too. But people attention span, it's like, okay, if they don't like it, it's like, okay, then they go on to the next one. It's like you gotta
Yeah.
catch their attention at the beginning like that. But with a video, they see motion, it keeps their, seeing motion and action, it keeps a person's attention more than it used to. Because now we're in a got to adjust with the time, with so much social media and everything. Uh, it's the days of just putting something still out there, just still pictures. It just ain't really work. So that's why I condemn you, man. Like when you always putting the videos, you making beats and everything. That keeps people's attention compared to just. I'm still not there yet. I'm trying to get to that of recording myself because I forget sometimes. Like, man, I can record this while I'm making this music. Um, but I get so into it sometimes I forget. But I'm like, I need to really do that a lot more too.
Yeah, yeah, that appreciate that. And that's what I kind of do, like using some of those videos to kind of link to my website to kind of help drive traffic. So,
Yeah.
I do a lot of that as well. Now, you've been talking a lot Baton Rouge. Now, last time we talked, were you in Lafayette, right?
Yeah, I'm still here, still in Lafayette.
Okay. Oh, so your lab is in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. No, the
Okay.
studio, yeah, we recorded was in Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I, man, Base Camp Studios, that's where it was at. Um, it was a good student. I think they might be closing down soon. So we caught everything at a good time. But they've been good. And the sound, like I said, Ethan, shout out to Mixed by Bleak. He was real good with the mixing and doing the sound engineering over there. So yeah, everything was in Baton Rouge. So she drove to Baton Rouge. I I drove to Lafayette. It wasn't equal mileage, but you know, we both had to do some driving.
Yeah, that's a lot of drive. I commend you driving from Shreveport to Baton Rouge, back to
Yeah,
Shreveport.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
But I make the
tired.
music here in Lafayette. Like
Yeah,
I make all the music, like my beats and everything, the instrumentals I made here. And Goodland does the guitar. I'll send him something if I need some guitar on it. I'll send him what I have. And I'm like, hey man, add some guitar to this. And I'll come back and add a little more hi-hats or strings or whatever with the keyboard and everything like that. So
yeah, man. I definitely got to pull up on you the next time I'm in
come
Lafayette.
on, man.
Been down there a few times, but usually when I go, man, I'm in there, see my
Yeah,
moms, and
yeah.
then yeah, I'm
I
right
do the
out.
same when I go to Lake Charles. That's where I was born and raised. I go there, and sometimes my friends like, man, you stop by. I go see my parents, and yeah, I'm back out again. I never really too much go around too much.
Yeah, yeah, man. It just the city changed, but yeah, definitely gotta come down there and look you up and definitely check out that video, your shot as well whenever you get that posted.
Yeah.
I'm actually about to do a video myself tomorrow, so
Oh,
um
okay. In
gonna
Dallas?
Yeah, yeah, we're shooting out here in South Dallas tomorrow. So that's gonna be the first single off of the album I just released, Top Shelf. So
Top
shout
Chef.
out to Sean Biggs, the artist featured on the
Okay.
track with me. But
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna have the video out working with somebody new this time too. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Dealing with new people can be, but that's how you build relationships, man. Either it'll be
Mhm.
good or bad, it can go one way
Yeah.
or the other.
One way or the other, one way or the other. Do y'all have any like shout outs for, supporters, be other artists, family, friends, whoever?
For me.
Yeah, you go ahead.
um, I don't know. My mom.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I
Shout
don't.
out to mom.
Yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out here in Dallas. So just the fam. I can't wait to get back home to see like my nieces and everybody. I'm
Yeah.
still building relationships here, so
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first got out here as well, and it was tough, being away from Lafayette and New City and just having to make friends and when I first got out here, I wasn't even doing music. Like
Mm.
it wasn't until a few years of living out here I started putting together my studio, and I've been out here like 20 years. So yeah,
Uh, yeah, I'll give a shout out to um Mixed by Bleak. He was that's Ethan. He was a guy at the studio. He was the sound engineer, Basecamp Studios, uh DZ Visuals, for the music video. Um and Goodland for putting his
shout out
guitar
to
in there,
Gutland.
putting his little guitar in there, and he did a little writing in there, man. I told this to LaBrittney and I told this to Ethan. I said, man, as this EP come out, people gonna know half my life, for me, the stuff I wrote in here, man. Um, he put a little bit in there too of some things, but I wrote a lot of it, but he put some input on some things that needed some help with as well. And of course, had to change the perspective of like where it's coming from a female's point of
Woman, yeah.
view than guy because it's a female singing it. Um, so yeah, those I definitely had to shout out for that. Um,
Yeah.
and they got a couple other people coming up, man. So I'm not just a few. So I'm gonna hold that in the bag right now.
Yeah, 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 man. I can't wait to see that as well, and let all of our listeners know where they can, follow you at and find your music as well.
You can follow me on Instagram at LaBrittney Deshay. I have a YouTube as well. I'm about to start back getting active, recording content.
And she's gonna have new music on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
put new
music.
music on there. But yeah, I think that's about it. I just have Instagram. Oh, all my music is on all platforms. My other music and this music that's coming out will be on all platforms too. What is it? Apple Music, Spotify, all
Yeah,
that
it's gonna
good
be on
stuff.
all.
YouTube music title, wherever you get your music.
Even the video gonna be on Viso or whatever.
Yeah.
Vivo.
Vivo. Yeah, so Vivo, do not get mad at me because I said y'all wrong. It's Vivo. Sorry. Um, yeah, Premax Records. You can follow me at Premax Records on Instagram, YouTube. Got to have a couple of changes on some things, but yeah, mostly on Instagram right now. On Facebook as well too. There's Premax Records page. Uh, I'm still debating to do something like UD Dot and make my own producer page. And I'm working on that.
Oh
I might have
yeah.
to get with you on that how to really push that a little bit. Now
Oh,
you start putting things out.
for
Um,
the Beat Stars.
yeah, and
Yeah.
really more just to get the producer page going. Just more like a page from separate from like the independent label. How you be putting your music out separately on your own, like your own beats and all that to advertise your producing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I might get with you and kind of get some cheat codes and get some learn some things from you, how you got that going.
Yeah, man. Holler at me, man. I got you.
So yeah, and shout out, of course, to LaBrittney Deshay for believing in me as producer, also to do her music, because I mean that could be a risk on her. She didn't have to do anything that I sent her. I mean, I'm not no big time producer or anything like that. That's big. So she decides still to go, because some artists, they if your name's not, a certain name or a certain big
Yeah,
name, they don't want to work with you. They don't feel like they're gonna
man.
help. So I'm glad she saw the potential in the music, and you know, and built a relationship with that.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely like what y'all got going, and y'all keep on working, keep on pushing, and you got a supporter right here in me always. So, keep it up. Go get that new single, Meant to Be, available on all platforms. And go ahead, hit LaBrittney as well as JC Premax Records with a follow on their socials. You can follow me on Instagram at d._major music. Same thing on TikTok and Threads. If you hung around this long for the entirety of the interview, please consider subscribing. I like to have conversations with other music creators like we did today. Listen to the Major Music Lounge podcast on all streaming platforms, as well as you can watch it here on YouTube. It's another episode, D.Premax Records. LaBrittney, LaShay, J. Steve, we're out.
Major Music.
Ain't gotta say much, the winning speaks for itself. Winning speaks for itself. Winning speaks for itself. Everything I blaze gotta be top shelf. Gotta be top shelf. Gotta be top shelf. Ain't gotta say much, the winning speaks for itself. Winning speaks for itself. Winning speaks for itself. Everything I blaze gotta be top shelf. Gotta be top shelf. Gotta be top shelf. Nothing given to me, I had to earn it all. The gas in this J had to burn it all. Return the ball, going from the bench to the game. Like Wesley Snipes, hit it for the money dream. Built my name, independent hustle, don't stop. I'm cool with the same squad while y'all click hop. My next drop, I wanna level up even more. Live what I rap, homie, this is not a show. Go with the flow, manifest what I dream.